vision where is a world where everyone has a decent place to live, but our affiliate specifically is working to build homes, community, and hope in Montgomery and Delaware counties. And we have some common values in our work to build strength and stability through shelter, build generational wealth through home ownership, and the concept of aging in place with universal design that kind of allows ongoing adjustments as people go through their life cycle. Our affiliate has a number of programs and events throughout the year. Some core programs are critical and whole home repairs, which has projects capped at either $15,000 or $50,000 from a lot of grant funding to make homes safe, stable, and accessible. We have a home ownership project. So we currently are building 4 homes in Lansdowne, which is in Delaware County. And those homes are looking to be complete in the spring months. Our home ownership model is built on affordable mortgages. So we do not give homes away. We work with home buyers to find qualified applicants who then have a mortgage with either no or low interest that doesn't exceed 30% of their gross annual income to remain affordable. And then we have some really exciting events. So we host Build Days, and specifically in March, we're hosting Women's Build to honor late First Lady Rosalind Carter and her work with Habitat Humanity, as well as illuminating women's role in construction. It's often underspoken how women participate in construction. So we like to shed light on that in the month of March, which is Women's History Month. We have our annual fundraising gala, which is at the Marion Cricket Club on the main line in April. And we host Rock the Block events biannually, where we partner in local communities around neighborhood revitalization and community development. So in the spring, we're going to be in Pottstown, and in the fall, we're hoping to be in Norristown, where our headquarters are located. And just to kind of go over a few ways that maybe some of you could participate with Habitat for Humanity, obviously financial support, whether it's corporate sponsorship of an event, connecting for a corporate or foundation grants, or neighborhood assistance program tax credit. Every dollar we raise goes towards investing in affordable housing in our region. You can join us on a site and have a team building day. So you gather your team, make a contribution where the dollars go towards the materials for the house, and you also get to have some hands-on labor to build the house, or you can participate in one of our restores if you don't want to be on the construction site. We also offer stuff a truck events if you or someone you know or business are looking to get rid of furniture or items. Our restore does we receive donations, and then similar to a thrift model, we then sell them at an affordable cost. So we're always looking for furniture or house goods, housewares to turn around and sell in our restore at an affordable price. And that's kind of just a high level overview. I wanted to leave it open to questions or comments about Habitat. So I also have my contact information, and we'd love for you to reach out if anything interests you, specifically our women's build. We have a few spots remaining. We've already solidified about half of our opportunities in the month of March. So if you are interested, please reach out to us soon.
Awesome. Cool. I'll kick it off with one question for you, Danielle. What makes someone sort of like an ideal candidate to receive assistance from Habitat for Humanity? Like, what are some of the scenarios that you typically have folks coming to you with?
Sure. So it definitely varies by program. So I'll speak a little bit to our home buying program first, and then to our home repair program. So our home buying program goes through a pretty extensive qualification situation where we have people in the community that apply that have to be in the certain range of the area media income between 30 and 80%. So in Montgomery County, don't quote me on this, but I think it's, maybe around 30 to 80,000 for a single, like a 2-person household, but it ranges by number of household members. And then they would then if they meet some other qualifications, credit score, loaning ability, they would then be qualified and have to participate in educational awareness about finances. So we want to make them prepared for what home ownership entails, as well as our homeowners participate in the building of their home. So we call them partnership hours. Some other affiliates call them sweat equity hours, where we have homeowners be on site to help in the construction of their home. So that's really kind of an overview on that side. On the critical home repair side, a lot of the qualifications around those that we help there are kind of based on the grants that we receive, but we do a lot with veterans. We do a lot with, partnering with occupational therapists to make accessibility a reality in a way that matches their medical needs. And we've done a lot of roof projects and kind of what we consider not immediate need. So if you don't have heat, that's not something that we would, necessarily help with immediately, just because there is kind of a prolonged process to be contacted, and then we do site visits and make sure that we can support you in the projects. But does that kind of answer the question?
Excuse me. Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have some questions for Danielle? Got one there.
Can I add something? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, is that cool?
Yeah, on you, Doug.
Okay, yeah. So I was just wondering, when it comes to getting the resources to build these homes, is that like all donated, or the materials, where are they coming from? Just wondering how that works.
Yeah. Alex, do you want to come off mute in case I have
Sure.
any need support? Alex is our marketing manager, marketing director, excuse me. I work very closely with her. I believe we do work to get some items donated at cost. So not necessarily donated outright, but working with manufacturers to have a discount, like wholesale opportunities, just because typically we are building multiple units. We're currently building 4. So like we're buying a lot of windows to need to be donated. Alex, do you have anything else you want to add about that?
Yeah, mostly anything that comes into the restore as a donation goes for sale and doesn't go directly into the home. So there's 2 types of donation lines, I guess you could say. But yeah, so we do have some partnerships that help us with construction, and then we rely on individual donors and companies for the furniture that goes to the restore, where all the profits from those sales go toward the build. So the furniture themselves don't go into the houses, but the sales do.
Does that answer it, Doug?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got another question. If I want to help, like, build the house, like, how do I do that? Like, how do we help in that part?
It's a great question. So, as I mentioned, we are prioritizing some special kind of group opportunities. We encourage you to help fundraise to offset the housing costs. So a lot of why we do sponsorship builds, and we have like a peer-to-peer model of fundraising is that the money raised that helps to keep the house affordable, right? As we know, construction costs are up, labor costs are up. So by getting those donations to come join us on the site, it allows our expenses to stay down, so that when we turn it around to the homeowners, we're, staying in an affordable range. So if you as an individual, we would have you contact one of us and we could discuss, how many people you'd like to join. We can have up to 10 for $5,000 for a full day, or $2,500 for a half day. And then, we can set you up with some, again, peer-to-peer options or anything like that. Currently, just with the way our houses are progressing, if you wanted to volunteer as an individual, we really are looking for like those skilled laborers that have some type of construction certification to kind of assist with the plumbing or the kind of subcontractor areas right now.
Yeah, we do have options. We have community build days that we're trying to do monthly. So if you don't have any experience, but you want to volunteer as an individual, you can sign up for our newsletter to know when those days are available. But Danielle and I work with corporate groups specifically to come to the build day, make sure it's a special event for you and your team. There's also a lot of promotion that goes behind the scenes because your corporation would be showcased as a sponsor of the build. So that would come with a bunch of social media content. You would be on the website. Your logo would be on the build site as well. So if anyone's interested in discussing a corporate sponsorship for the build, I'm happy to answer those questions offline as well.
I think we got Benjamin Gibbons there with a question.
Yeah, thanks. I always want to know, how do you guys procure the land? Like, is the land donated? Does it work through the different municipalities?
Yeah, it definitely varies. We can receive donations of land. We have a really strong partnership with both counties to kind of discuss when there's county-owned land, what that can look like with grant funding opportunities. And we do have the ability to buy land outright as well with the development process. So it really can depend. Obviously, we prefer donations because then it takes some cost out of it on the affordability side. But
Awesome.
that
Awesome.
answers, yeah.
And let's go Marla, then Maggie. So Marla, your turn.
Thank you. I'm just wondering, do you ever have donations from builders and certified contractors?
Donations of their time.
Right, I'm sorry, either of time or materials.
So we have received donated materials, again, more at cost just because the quantity, they're still a business, but we're definitely open to having a conversation about, what that could look like and what our construction team needs. It kind of also depends on the timeline of the build of what the construction team needs at the time, but definitely willing to have a conversation and appreciate anyone that's willing to donate their time, services, or materials.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Maggie?
So my question was, what is the timeline typically? Either for a full house build or for just a repair? Like ideally, what would be your timeline? And then, just actually, what is your timeline?
Great question. Not so great answer. Definitely depends on the build, right? So our Lansdowne build is 4 units, 2 twin homes, and Alex, was that looking about 8 months?
A little bit more than 8 months. Our goal is to keep it under a year, but because our mission is so grounded in having volunteers come out and really building an impact with community partners, we kind of we don't prioritize expediency as much as we do the people that come onto the build site and help create the home. So we definitely take longer to build, but we like to think it's a more meaningful build throughout the journey. But typically a year is how long it takes from groundbreaking to having the home dedication.
And of course, construction is on its own time frame. So
yeah.
Well, that's why I said ideally, and then otherwise. So, but I guess on the other end of that, what's the timeline for applicants that apply, then are accepted, then actually get how long are they typically waiting?
It's been different for each build. So I've only been with the affiliate for 1.5 years, but my understanding is once there's already a build confirmed and the ground has been broken, applications are open for about 3 months. And then it takes about another 3 months to review with the board and then make sure that everyone's qualified and is ready to take on the extra requirements leading up to home dedication. So it also takes quite some time, but we just want to make sure that we're serving the community in the best way possible. So
So
It's just expensive.
You don't build based on the applications that you've received for
Correct.
requests. You build and then allow people to apply for those housing.
Mm,
Yes, because we want people to know, you know, the school district that they would potentially be sending their kids to, where the house would be located in relation to their job. So we make sure the land is secured first before we open applications.
Okay.
awesome. I think we have another question from Marla.
Yeah, one more. How long, once that scenario you were just discussing occurs, how big is your waiting list? You must have a huge waiting list.
Yeah, so because each build is different, every new build has a new application process. So we don't keep applications in the queue and then let people know that the next one, hey, we have this house available. They're still contacted and encouraged to apply again, but because our builds have been in different neighborhoods, we can't just assume that those who applied for a house for Hatfield, for example, would also want to live in Lansdowne.
Right.
But they're always welcome to apply.
It's a great program.
Thanks. We agree.
And then just to clarify to Maggie's question about the home repair, the home repairs are on a much faster timeline because we have, we can manage some of the work. So home building, we have to outsource and subcontract. Sometimes with repairs, we can do the work in-house, or we have lined up partnerships on the ready to kind of do, we know we do a roof, we do it this way, and it's always that way. And Alex, what have we done, like 10 so far this fiscal year? So 6 months we've completed 10 projects, and we have another half a dozen in progress to be completed shortly. So a much quicker turnaround time for homeowners.
Cool. Chris,
I'll just jump in real quick. Danielle, yeah, I just wanted to get the events you have coming up, the gala and stuff. Is that all that the detailed information on the website? Is that easy to find, or do you have like the specific dates?
I'm not sure if it's up yet. I'm just doing the kickoff call with the committee shortly after this. So the date and location is set Thursday, April 25th at the Marion Cricket Club. And I'd love to, have everyone on this call receive our kind of sponsorship deck / upcoming events after the call, if that's something Navitas would be willing to send on our behalf, so that the information is outlined there. It will be on our website if it's not today, shortly.
The Women Build, everything about Women Build is on the website, and I put it in the chat. So that's all that information is updated, and my email address is there as well if anyone has additional questions about it.